this is Bobby with the Vespasian Warner Public Library, and I'm here with another Tale from the Archive, where we talk about items and documents from our local history collection. Today we are going to go way back to the very beginnings of DeWitt County. In 1909, four Clinton citizens, Emily Weld, Mariah Kane, Nancy Davis, and Eliza Ritchie, gave a presentation on their remembrances of the early days of DeWitt County. They were among some of the very earliest settlers here, and we're going to talk today about Emily Weld, who first came to DeWitt County in 1837 with her family. Her family moved from Kentucky. A lot of the settlers in this area originated in Kentucky when she was 5 years old. It took them almost 2 weeks to make the journey in what she called a prairie schooner, that is a covered wagon drawn by oxen. She also said that during the journey, her mother rode the entire 2 weeks on horseback with her 18-month-old brother Ben on her lap. And this recollection is just wonderful. I'm going to highlight a couple of the things that she said. There were in Clinton 2 log houses and a log stable. The larger of the houses was where the Masonic block now stands, so this would be up on the square. The other was where the north end of the McGill house is, and the stable was about 2 blocks northwest of the latter building. That the town was still small when I was large enough to go to school there is proven by the fact that I could call at every house in town during the noon hour. So at this point in time, Clinton was only 2 years old when she arrived here, so it was not built up at all. And she talks about how the churches were just in people's homes, and how their first school was in someone's home, and then later in the courthouse. And then she talks about the first jail that was built in 1841. It was built in the southwest part of town near where the first Christian church later stood. The building contained 2 rooms, one called the dungeon and the other the debtor's room. This latter room was a favorite place for our noon hour games, but we were obligated to first drive out the cattle, hogs, and sheep that were always there. We were much afraid of the dungeon and never entered it. At last, a man was put in the jail who loudly complained that they must keep the hogs out or remove him, as he could not sleep for their noise. But a prisoner there had spoiled our playhouse, and we never played there again. And of course, because she was living in Clinton in the 1840s and 1850s, she was well acquainted with Abraham Lincoln. And she talks about his time here as well, where he would actually come to her parents' house regularly for food and actually spend the night there. He would stay at different people's houses, and her house was one of them, and he would entertain them for hours with his various yarns. All of these stories in this book are wonderful. This is actually a completely typewritten book. They made 2 of them after the presentation and donated 1 to the library. The library had the book bound and actually circulated it, which terrifies me because it very easily could have been lost. So we're quite lucky to still have it. If you're interested and want to read the rest of the stories in this book, you can check out our website. We will have a link to our Internet Archive account where it has been digitized. Thank you for joining me for this Tale from the Archive, and I hope to see you soon.